so today I got a customer, basically identical car as mine. He's complaining about the Chargeport door, saying it's open. As you can see, it says Chargeport door open. But let's take a look at it. Chargeport door is clearly closed. So one of the things I noticed is it's not sitting flush right here. So I'm gonna investigate and try to see if it's just getting bound up or what's causing it to, because it seems like it has a free range of motion here if I push it past the motor. So I'm gonna check that out. I got a new Chargeport door in case we need it. I'm gonna try to not replace it, but one of the things that the customer had to do, so he took it to Tesla and they wouldn't work on it because it had that sub in place. So it's literally, I'm gonna have to take off this plastic panel and this plastic panel, remove one bolt, and it comes right out. So why Tesla refused to work on it because of that silly aftermarket thing, it's one bolt. All right, so today I've already explained to you guys we're gonna be working on this Chargeport door. So to get to it, I got this sub. This is the one that Tesla said they didn't want to work on because the sub was in the way. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to take it out. So first thing we're going to do is remove this little cover. I'm going to set it off to the side because it doesn't really sit down inside the car very good. So from here out, basically we got to take this panel off because what it is, there's a tab that comes up and it bolts right here. So to take this one off, there's a little T25 Torx screw that sits underneath it here, and then you just pull it off. So I'm gonna get my drill. And so there's a T25 that sits right up in here. So there's a screw for that. And then from this point, you just kind of almost just essentially just yank it off. I know it may seem scary, but all it is there's the metal tabs that clip into the plastic housing over here, and then you'll have to reseat this trim back down. So that's that portion. Now it gives you access to this next. There's a clip here, and then another clip right here, and then it sinks in right here. So you just pull these clips off. Well, that one came off kind of easy. Oh, okay, so this one, the clip was already broken. That's why it came off fairly easy. So we'll replace that. To replace these, oh, there we go. All they do is slide into this little channel. So I got new ones. We'll just replace that one. So I'll set that off to the side. And now from this point, you can see this is the tab I was talking about, and all it is one 10mm bolt. So let me get my ratchet. So from this point, now you just basically just pull it out. It's a nice little setup. So you just rest it on its side here, and then we'll disconnect the, so I got to keep these in mind. Not that it really matters, but this blue goes to the positive, the red, and the black goes to black. Okay, so these are push. I've never seen that style. Usually they're screw in. So you just push it down to release it. All right, we'll set this out of the way now. So now we're gonna be going in here to get to the Chargeport door itself. There's gonna be this carpet. We'll peel it back. I don't know if you can see in there or not, but we gotta go back in here. And there's a couple of, there's gonna be 2 or 3, I can't remember, 8mm nuts that hold this taillight on. You take out these little covers. These are the little butyl strips. And from here, I'll put them right here so we don't forget to put them back on. So now we should gain access to the 2 little 8mm bolts, or the nuts. This next one sits right here behind the Chargeport door, so you can probably You can see that one. So that's the other one right there. So that one, this one, total of the 3. So now, as you can see, it's right up against this Chargeport door. So I'm gonna get an open end wrench and just take it off from there. Use 5/16. Okay, that's the last one. So I ended up putting some tape down here to protect this paint. But essentially what we have here, this is our new Chargeport door. And as you can see, it's got this big block that sits underneath of it. So it's sitting down here and I'm unable to maneuver it out and out of the way. Tesla's service manual doesn't say anything about taking out this Chargeport door, but I'm going to take off those 4 Torx screws on the backside and just kind of move it out of the way. And hopefully that gives me enough clearance to be able to get that box that's sitting down right here up and out. So that's the game plan now. So we'll go inside the trunk here. It's going to be a T30. We're going to take out this carpet. I dropped that bolt down in there that you already saw, so I'm going to have to get that bolt out anyways. And this carpet comes out pretty easily. It's just, you got to feed it back in there. So we'll pull this out. Kind of get it out of the way. All right, so now we have a little bit more access here. What we determined, we're going to try to get this whole Chargeport door out of the way. So I've already disconnected that one, so we're going to go ahead and release it. So it just slides up into the top here. There we go. So now this Chargeport disconnected, it'll be a lot easier. We can get to our plug. So our plug is right here on top. So it's got this red tab, so we're going to slide that out and then pinch and release that. So now that's all disconnected. So we're going to set our Chargeport off to the side. Now we'll go back to our taillight. Went ahead and put some tape on the bottom here to protect the taillight. So here we can slide it up and out. And now next thing we're going to do is disconnect our taillight assembly. So you're just going to push on the tab. Pull it out. It's on there. There we go. All right, and there we have it. One of the things I want to do here is I'm going to put some cleaning solution down inside this drain pipe. So you can see that little drain hole there. Put some cleaning solution in there, blow it out with air, because if it's been accumulating water, where this Chargeport motor and block sit is right down in that little valley. So if it accumulates any water down inside of here, this will just sit in water, and that could have been why it failed to begin with. So set that off to the side here. I'll let some cleaning solution in there now. So all I'm using here is just good old-fashioned simple green. Clean out all that debris in there. It looks like it's draining, so that's a good sign. All right, we'll let that soak in there. Now we'll go over here to the workbench. So now, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna swap out this motorized Chargeport door assembly, the actual door. And I think I already gave you the part number, but this is the part number for it. It's 1038548-00-I, which I think I've already said, but that is this whole assembly right here, and it bolts directly to the back of the taillight with these 3 T20 Torx screws. So we'll take those out. Set the old one aside, get a new one. So the new one has this protective cover on it, which is kind of nice. We'll pull it off when we're all done. But so from this point, now you're going to slide it in, and then it's going to go over these two nubs, which help align the door in place. So from that point, now you're going to tighten your screws up. Now you don't need to over tighten these because you're going plastic into plastic, so don't go crazy. All right, let's see how that sits now. All right, so now the spacing is a little bit, it's not as tight on the top of the door. So, all right, so from this point, we'll bring the taillight over to the car. And then I still need to blow that out, so I'm gonna get my compressed air. And, oh, thank you. Don't go crazy with this in case there is a clog. So only a couple PSI air in there. But yeah, there's nothing in there. Okay. So that, I don't think that was the cause of the problem, unless it was filling up with air and then the drain became unplugged, but it's definitely not clogged. So from this point now, I feel confident putting the tail light back in. So to do this, we're gonna put our plug through the door where the charge port normally goes. And then from this point, grab the tail light, plug the tail light into the back of the headlight, or to the tail light assembly. You'll hear it click. Once it clicks, then you're good to go. So now I can slide it down and in. And now we're sitting pretty. One of the things you gotta do is we make sure that our plug, which I'll show you the plug on the other side, we gotta make sure that it's out of the way. We don't want to get in the way of the charge assembly. All right, so in here, this is our plug, obviously. So now, I'm gonna take it, plug it right to the front of the charger. Again, hear the click, and then you're gonna put your locking tab in. So from this point, now we gotta make sure that our wires don't get caught on the front of the charger. So we'll put it in. Check the front side, make sure that the wires aren't pinched, because if you take a look now, you can see here the wires would be getting pinched. So it's got to be out of the way. So push it out of the way on the back side there. There we are. So now it's out of the way. Now the next thing we got to do is go out. We have to this high voltage connection here. We just gotta slide it up and in. So we're gonna slide that in, and then this side down over that nut. So from this point now, we're pretty much all situated. So I gotta find that nut. I'm gonna put that nut on there. This cabling will all get wrapped into here, out of the way. We're gonna put our 4 Torx in there. All right, so now I need to get that nut. Gotta find it. Hopefully it's right here. Aha, aha, got it. All right, this was a 13. Tighten that back up. Okay, so now I want to get our 3 taillight bolts through. So I don't see them yet, so I'm going to move the taillight around a little bit on this side. All I'm doing now is just trying to get my studs to poke through on the body on this side. Now you want to make sure there's this cover. This goes over top of this plastic here. So, all right, we should be in place now. Should have our studs showing through. So there's one. Get that one on there first. That's the hardest one. All right, so there's all three of those. We got our 4 Torx already in. We got our nut on here. One of the things I want to do is tuck this wiring in this loom. That's pretty much it. So now we can slide the carpet back in here. Make sure everything else is sitting on here like it's supposed to. So we're gonna put these covers back on these bolt holes. So put those on there. Do be careful, I've cut my finger on this before. It's basically aluminum foil. But believe it or not, you can get a nasty little cut with these little guys. All right, those are covered up now. So now fishing this carpet in is kind of a pain, but you just gotta take your time. Now I got that carpet all in. That little clip will get held on with the other piece of plastic. This little guy just clips in place, or just kind of slides in place. Alrighty. Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna do is now do a software reinstall. So you're gonna hit the little car, and then you're gonna go up to software, then you're gonna go to the car, and you're gonna hold it for about 4 seconds. And then now you're gonna type in service. Enable. So now it's gonna bring up your service mode. And so from this point, you're gonna go to software reinstall, and then you're gonna say reinstall. So now it'll go through the process requesting software reinstall. And so now when it does that, it's gonna go and basically go through the whole car, and it should just pick up that new Chargeport door, and that'll be that. So we'll let that run and come right back. Cool. Okay, so we got the software update all done. So now the car's sitting here ready for us to charge it. So I got the charge cable here. So we're gonna press the button. Opens, gives us the white light, which is good. I'll put it in. Should be blue, then flash green. So we're charging now. Everything appears to be functioning as normal. Take it out, turns white, and then the door should shut automatically. There we go. And so on the screen now it says car off. Doesn't say the Chargeport door is open. So let me hop in there and just test all the functions to make sure it's still gonna work. Alright, so we'll exit service mode here. Alright, so now go to charging, open Chargeport. Chargeport open, yep, it is. It tells me it's open. We're gonna close. It says it's closed, and it is closed. Everything's good. So now we can go ahead and start putting the trim pieces back on. Finish it up, button everything up, and we'll send it off to the customer. So we'll get this going here, get this out of the way. Actually, give them a little charge while we're waiting. All right, so now got the carpet in here, carpet here. So now I wanted to replace this blue. So now put our new one in here. So So it just slides right in there. So now what we gotta do is we gotta put our speaker back in here. We're gonna tighten it up here. So I'm gonna slide that speaker over. Yeah, so I don't know who makes this, let's see, but it's impressive. It's a nice little sub NVX. I don't know if that's that's the manufacturer of it, but it's a nice little setup if you're interested in a sub like that. All right, so now I'm gonna pull my wiring out, hook the wiring back up. So if you remember correctly, we're gonna go black to black, and then red to the blue. Okay. So now, it kind of just rolls up into place. So there's like a little block that slides down in there, and then from here, it just tightens right up. So it fits in there perfectly. So then I tighten up this bolt. All right, so now that's there. Next thing I'm gonna do, we're gonna start putting this plastic trim back in here. So I'm gonna pull this one off. Put that off to the side here, and then now it's gonna kind of work our way around. So this one's gotta go on first, because you can see it gets covered up here. So we're gonna line that up, slide it in down here, and then we're gonna put our 2 little plastic tabs in. Slide the trim over top of it there. So that one's good. Now I'm gonna put this one in place. So this one, you're just gonna line up your little metal clips with it. There we go. Everything just kind of gets pushed in with some force. Don't be too afraid of it, but you just want to make sure it's lined up. So as you can see, it kind of fell right into its position there. So now that's all good. Now we got to put that one T25 Torx on the bottom there. So that'll go right there. Okay, so that's on. Our trim is covering everything up, looks good. Now the last thing we gotta do is put our plastic trim down here on. So on this one, you can see there's these metal ones and then these plastic clips. Oh, there's another broken one. So we'll replace that one. Let me get there's the old piece right there. So here's the broken one. So if you need those, oh shoot, I don't have the part number listed here. Send me an email. I'll put the link in the description for these ones too. I'll label them as white clips. These ones are also pretty common. I can't remember if these are in the doors or not, but same format. You're gonna slide it in, and that's it. So now, slide this tray out of the way, and then from this point, all right, so that's it. Last thing to do is put the tray back in, clean up all the tools. A little bit got left behind there. I'll have to get a little scribe to take that off, but that's it. From then on out, we're all set. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Good luck with changing out your Chargeport door.